sure he'll want to get those bragging rights back. All the way cleanly. Brome, a decent start. But here he comes, Brome versus Montoya.
Hello viewers, welcome to Athlete's Voice. My name is Mildred Gamba. Today we are hosting Tarsis Orogot, U20 finalist for Uganda. Tarsis, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we are also very happy to have you, especially now that when you're still a junior and your career is just kicking off. And we are hoping next time to host you when you're the world champion, Olympic champion, or the Commonwealth champion, and we can look back to this journey and say, we were there when you started. So Tarsis, before we dig in, please tell us a bit about Tarsis. Who is Tarsis? Where did Tarsis come from? Where did the passion for athletics come from?
My name is Tarsis Orogot, as they introduced me, but I really said running in school. But I know that CS was more into rugby and mostly rugby sevens. I thought I'd be a rugby sevens player actually. But in 2017, I came for a trial here in Nambole, and I ran 11:30, and that's when I met Coach Kabuye, and we started training from there, and that's how we started training, and that led to one thing, led to another, and I kept growing, and eventually in 2018, actually in 2018, a friend saw me on Facebook after I posted my 11:3 and told me he was going to Kenya and told me I could tag along with him. And that's how I ended up going to Kenya for my first weekend in 2018. And that thing led to another. That's why I met my coach, James Mwanzo. And that's how the career started and it grew like that.
So when your career seems for you, you seem to have had a smooth road in your career. Because you say, okay, I go for a try, I ran 11:3, from 11:3 I went to Kenya. So for somebody who doesn't do athletics, it seems like a smooth journey.
It's very tough. It's very tough, especially like if you go back to 2017. First of all, telling my parents how to run was tough. Getting this support, financial was really tough. I didn't have reach points where coach had to come, because when I went to Kenya in 2018, just had to come and meet my parents, and my parents were not buying the idea and stuff. So I remember we stayed in a friend's place. Coach said at a friend's place, "Go this place. It's around here," and Gordon fed him, gave him transport to the stadium here, and me, I just had to get away of finding my way here. And it was really tough. It was really, really tough. Very tough. Getting what to eat and finance. It was tough. I can say it's tough.
So you said your parents were not in support. How did you convince your parents to finally get to support you?
So it was more performance. My parents are more like they love the performance bit about it. So long as you are performing and you're improving and you're showing commitment, they will fall in love. My sisters saw I was really working hard and I was organized. I was posting on social media and stuff like that. So they were like, he's really serious, and I kept improving, and they were like, let's give him a try. They're like, okay, we'll give you 2018 and we'll see how you do. And that year I was lucky. In 2018, I was lucky. I did 21.4, and it was not that bad for them. And then they said supporting me. 2019 came in, I did 21.19, I did 20. That year was 2019. Then 2020 COVID happened, and then 2021.
Yes, I remember that 2018 when you ran that 20.9 and there was a bit of controversy because you did hit the time of Africa, but unfortunately you hit the time after the qualification period had closed, and given that would have been your first international trip, you were eager to do anything to make sure you go for it. But anyway, actually speaking of that, what did you learn from that? What lessons did you take from that?
The one thing I've learned in my career right now is to be patient. Your time will come. Just be patient and keep grinding. No matter what is happening, that's just background noise. The main goal is to keep working hard and remain focused and keep grinding, because hard work will always pay off. So you just have to keep working hard and remain focused. Ignore the pain, and because that's happening, those things happen. So you just have to remain disciplined and continue preparing and working out.
So you've told us about how you ran level 3, but you've not really told us what inspired you to do athletics. Yes, you went to rugby, but what's that one factor that pulled you from rugby into athletics?
When I was playing rugby, I wasn't that good. I was struggling. Like you play it, you're good, you're fast, you can run, but I wasn't that, let's say, that skilled, that efficient like other guys of my age group and what. So but when I came to athletics, it felt more natural and it felt more easy and like it felt more easy and when I ran, I remember I think I was fourth or fifth around there. I remember when I ran, I was like, these guys are beating me because I'm not training. I'm not training. If I work hard, I'm sure I can win the next time. So that's why I said get more serious with Coach Kabiye. I remember I used to get to UC around 5 a.m. and we would be in the gym. But like first thing I put on size. So we said building, said working on some, doing the gym, doing the runs, and so by slowly I said improve gradually. Yeah, it was more of it's more of a day by day, taking it today.
So for you, athletics was more of a natural thing for you, because in rugby you felt you didn't feel at home, but when you came and ran, you felt like this is what I meant to do. Oh, that's good too. And then probably the other thing is, what is your best moment? What's your career highlight so far? We know you're just a junior athlete, but definitely, what has been your best moment or moments in athletics?
For me, my best moment it will always be the 20.9 in 2019. That was the first time I got the 21 mark, and my parents were here live in the stadium, and that will remain one of my best moments of my career. But the junior as well was a great experience for me because I brought the Uganda national league in the 200. But the 20.9 remains the time my parents now allowed me to run, and so the support came 100% because they had seen it with their own eyes. Yeah.
That's very. How about what challenges have you had along your short career? Because you haven't yet had a long career. So in the short period that you've been running and training, what challenges have you had, and how have you overcome those challenges?
My biggest challenge, and every aspect of face it, is the financial bit. Like me, I've been training in Kenya, I'm based in Kenya, most of my career I've been based in Kenya, but it's hard, like you're far from your parents, you don't, like, at first you don't know anyone there, but you have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to go to training. It's very expensive, especially without currency and stuff. When you go there and change the money, it gets lower, and so it's really hard. The financial bit is hard. It comes to the injuries. When you get an injury, the physios are expensive. The feeding, because every time you get a balance there, it's very expensive. So to me, one of my biggest challenges has been the financial aspect. Financial aspect has been really tough for me.
So you've not had any serious injuries that have threatened you? Because I know a lot of athletes, when we talk to them, I think maybe 99% of them, the big challenge that they have is normally injuries. So you've not yet faced any major injuries that are career threatening?
Actually, this season was the time I got a very bad injury. I got my hamstring. Like they call it the LCL, also the hamstring. That's a part of the hamstring. So it bothered me like the whole season. I was almost out, like most of the season was out. So if you watched most of my races, I couldn't react to the blocks because I was still recovering from that injury. But that has been my hardest injury because I've been out, I've been taping the whole season, and it really hindered my performance. Because I couldn't get better in the 100. We couldn't train block stats. We couldn't do some things in the gym because I had to keep precautions. And the point reached where I couldn't afford the physio stuff because it got very expensive because we were spending about 1,000 Kenyan shillings per per session.
About 35,000
It's about
shillings
35, and I had to have 4 sessions
in a week.
in a week. Alright, so it got really expensive. I was injured for 6 months. So you're spending 1,000 4 times a week.
So you're spending 4,000 a week, a month?
A month for
4
6
times 6, so that's 22,000.
for 6 months.
For 6 months, minus your accommodation, minus feeding and transport, and probably supplements and all that.
It was really, really expensive for me and my family got strained. But luckily, New Vision posted something about it, and a Kenyan medical firm, Performance Medicine, stepped up, and it was about a month towards World Junior. And up to now, those who are working with me for free of charge, they sponsor me all my medical bills, all my MRIs, the scans, the massage, everything is free now, and they have played a very, very big role in my career, and I remain grateful for it.
Okay, Tarsis seems to be very, very lucky so far along his path. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, he's going to tell us more of his plans because he's going to join the NCAA to compete as a university athlete, and what other plans he has for the future.
Semi-final nonetheless, and Orogot of Uganda was an automatic qualifier. Bruno sights firmly on that. He was the fastest in the field until Tobago ran his 10:11 just now. I'm sure he'll want to get those bragging rights back.
Welcome back, viewers. We are still here with Tarsis Orogot, and something I've always wanted to ask Tarsis is about his socks. Tarsis, you always wear different socks, and you emphasize that the socks are seen because they're always about either they're reaching almost your knees or just before, and those are very pronounced. As a sprinter, especially sprinters, we like socks that don't show. So can you tell us the story behind those socks?
For me, it's more I like animations. I love the animations, the cartoons and animations. But I first saw the idea from one of my favorite sprinters, that was Lawrence, American 120-meter sprinter. And I fell in love with the concept, and since I also like the animations and you feel comfortable, and they are very attractive because people focus on them when you're running. And so I really enjoy the attention they bring when you wear the socks and you stand up. Yeah.
So which one are your favorite characters?
I love the Marvels. I love the Marvel characters. Hulk, Iron Man. All the
Strong guys.
the strong and the fast. So
Spider-Man.
I enjoy a lot of Marvel. Though some DC guys as well, or even just the basic cartoons like SpongeBob and I enjoy doing my leisure. I can watch a few and the stocks really stand. I have very many of them, and I keep buying according to the mood, and I put according to the race. And if I'm in a good shape, I'll put a very happy cartoon.
You wear SpongeBob if you're in good shape. Because definitely everyone will get up like, why would you wear? That was what I was going to ask you. Like, so when would you wear SpongeBob?
You have to be in a good shape and ready to show up, because people will notice them because they're great.
Okay, so basically you're one of those who like attention only, because I saw at the World Junior, when the Tarsis Orogot, there's something you did like.
Yeah.
So can you explain to us, do it for us and explain to us what it means?
This is in a cartoon. This was in a cartoon, and also Su, the Chinese sprint 100 meters. He also, when he does one hand, so I brought two.
Orogot of Uganda
improvise
was
and make it better. It's in a cartoon, it's in a Chinese cartoon, in a comic cartoon.
What does it symbolize?
Like when he's transforming, he transforms, he gets bigger and stronger. So I don't know the name, it's a Chinese cartoon, but he like pulls it out and then he expands and grows. So that's the whole thing.
So before you race, you're like also
Yeah.
expanding and growing, and that's how you manage to go and break the national records with 100 and 200 and the junior.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so basically, what is your plan as of now? You're a world U20 finalist, missing the medal narrowly, finishing fourth.
Yeah.
Of course, that ups your profile. So definitely, like now, since you're junior, everyone is like, what is next for tasks?
Right now, it's obvious it's to qualify for the World Championship. And you can watch it and make a semi-final at the games. At worst, semi-final. So right now, the whole point is to get under 20 seconds. That is our first goal and our most crucial thing right now is to go under 20 seconds. So right now, my main and first goal is to qualify for the World Junior, qualify for the World Championships, which will be in Oregon. I qualified for the Commonwealth, unless of course, I qualified for the Commonwealth as it stands now. So right now is to better and get into the final of the Commonwealth Games, and have to go into the finals. It's Africa, have to get into the finals, the Africa Games, and of course medal, mark and medal, and also to win the NCA. That is my first, and I need to win the NCA in my first season. I have to introduce myself with the bag.
Okay, those are very ambitious but good targets. You know, like most of the time we limit ourselves by setting very low standards for ourselves. So sometimes when you set ambitious targets for yourself, definitely it forces you to train harder. And of course, if you qualify for the NCAA, that's an automatic ticket into the World Championship. You don't need to struggle qualifying for that. And I know you're also going to the US on the NCAA in January. Can you tell us what that process was like? Is it an easy process? Is it something you'd encourage other athletes or other viewers who are watching to pursue?
Yeah, so after I ran the juniors, a couple of schools reached out. But funny enough, before the juniors, about a month before the juniors, Alabama reached out to me after I ran 10-3 in Kenya during the junior qualifying trials in Kenya. They reached out to me and they first offered me a scholarship in the US. But after the juniors, very many schools I really appreciate, over 15 Division 1 schools. I'm really grateful and humbled by all their trust and belief in me. But I believe that it's initially it wasn't like my target. I wanted to go pro. Like I knew I was going for the juniors, and after the juniors I go pro. That was my initial plan. But after the games came, I talked to many professional athletes. I talked to many coaches, many managers, and they gave me an insight and told me and gave me advice, and it made me make a more light and clear decision.
Which was to secure your education first?
Secure my education first. As well, you get exposed, because athletically you get very exposed. You get exposed. You access better facilities, better medical care, better equipment, better coaching. You get experience, very experienced coaches. You get world-class competition. It will all around you'll be grown into a much better developed athlete, and which will push you when you turn pro eventually.
And then probably for our upcoming athletes and for people you inspired who are watching you in Nairobi and those who have been following your career, what advice do you have for our viewers out there? Let it be the seasoned athletes, the upcoming athletes, and those who are still thinking of becoming athletes. What advice do you have?
What I can just say is the first thing to succeed as an athlete, you have to have a system. You need to have the right people around you. You need to have people who are knowledgeable and people who have experienced it all. They will help you make better decisions, because as a professional athlete or as an athlete, the most important thing is decision making. So you have to make sure you have people around you that will help you make good decisions, that will prepare your career as a person, not just people who will have selfish and will have selfish people who will give you selfish ideas and selfish motives, who are selfish. That will only limit you, and that's a big challenge many athletes face. They make decisions to please other people, and the people around them make decisions that will benefit themselves,
Not the athlete.
not the athlete. So the most important thing is to have a trustworthy team, a trustworthy support system that will really prepare you, and that's the most important thing I think for an athlete. The hard work, the training, all that comes, but it's a system and the people around you that will play a big role in what you become.
And of course, I'm sure there are people who have made you who you are, and you definitely want to say thanks to them.
Yeah. Yes, one I would start by thanking my first coach, Coach Kabi, because he's the one who really got me when I was basically had no clue about athletics, and he gave me that good foundation. And then I thank my coach, my current coach, Dennis Mwanzo. He has been a big help to me. He traveled from Kenya, came to Uganda, stayed with me. We grind together. I went to Kenya, I trained with him. I also want to thank other coaches like Coach Peter Gatana. He also played a big role in my career, especially in 2019 when I ran the 20.9. I was best with him in Kenya most of the time. I was working with him that year. Actually, full time I was working with Peter Gatana that year, and it really helped me. He really played a big role in my mechanics and his strength, and he is. I'm very grateful to him. And finally, Pape, because this season when I was injured and coach gets tight with work, Coach Pape has also been there. She filled in for me, and she spent most of her time on advice and coached me as we prepare for the World Junior. My family, my parents, I thank the federation, the president has really played a big role in my career, like writing the letters, the invitation letters to compete in Kenya, securing when I qualified for a team, congratulating me, putting me on the team, and ensuring the team is set out and we're comfortable and we are all getting what we need. And thank everybody and thank the team for having me here today, and thank everybody that's played a role in my life. Like many people have played different roles, like performance medicine, the physio company. Like I'm mind blown. They have treated me, and never know I would have run the juniors if it wasn't for them. They came in right on time. My life coach, my therapist, Vanessa, man, she has really helped me like in decision making and thinking straight. Like the time when I was overwhelmed, like going pro or going to school, she really sat me down and helped me come up with a decision that will help me as a better person and a better athlete. Yeah.
Alright, thank you viewers. That was Tarsis Orogot, the next World Olympic Commonwealth Africa champion. Watch the space. You shall be here to testify when this comes true. Thank you very much. Okay, we would like to thank the people behind this. We have UG Athletics. Thank you very much. Dr. Banner Athletics Club for making sure this happens. Trying to document the history of our Ugandan athletes. They have amazing stories that the world out there needs to hear to inspire others to keep on working and not giving up. You know, sometimes you think you're facing a challenge until you hear a story from another person, then you get inspired and realize that there's nothing too big to overcome. Thank you.
On paper, both these guys are capable of besting that 2029 put up by Ja'Cory Patterson. Orogot has run 2020 and Lang 2032. And they bill this Lance Harder track as the fastest indoor track in the world. So let's see exactly what it might be able to deliver. Orogot in 5, Lang in 6. And Orogot off to a slow start. Lang is gone.
I'm not sure Orogot was off to a slow start as much as Lang was off to a fast start, but here he comes now.
Orogot making it all up and comes off the turn in the lead. Now can he best 2029? Oh yeah, no, 2046. And that slow start might have cost him 2045. It is corrected to Lance Lang with 2062. So that first heat produced the number 1 and 2 first and second place times for Ja'Cory Patterson and Matt Bowling.
Well, that is a fast run there for Tarsis Orogot. He's going to get his chance at redemption in just 2 weeks' time in Albuquerque, New Mexico, on a track very similar to this. But he makes a nice transition from the turn onto the straight. But you're right, Dwight, he just didn't get a great start. Kind of might have lost that in literally the first 50 meters of that race. It's an area where he can certainly make up that time, but a fantastic looking runner, but he does not get the victory today.
Again from the inside, Kentucky, then Mississippi State, Alabama, and Tennessee. They'll stay on their lanes through the first 2 turns, then break for the pole, just like the regular Open 400. And Tennessee and Emmanuel Bynum getting that pole position. And a cramp for Wayne Lawrence Jr. He steps off the track, so Kentucky is out. Of 3 teams remaining, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Alabama, and Tennessee, I should say. And Tennessee and Mississippi State real close, but Tennessee will hand off first. And for the Vols, it is Jaquan Hale. 45-55, the opening leg for Emmanuel Bynum. And for Alabama, Demetrius Jackson.
Some tight turns there we see on the inside lane. Everybody practices in lane 1, but man, when you are running full speed on this track and the 200 of the 400 meters down low, it is difficult.
That's Clement Ducos, who was supposed to run 3rd for Tennessee. He's running 2nd, and for Mississippi State, this is Lee Eppy bringing the Bulldogs into contention. Alabama will pass first. And for tied, it's Tarsis Orogot. We saw him in the 200. For Tennessee, Jaquan Hale. 46-22 for Alabama's second runner. Tennessee 46-50.
Well, Alabama's trying to see if they can break this thing open with a 3rd place finisher in the 200 meters. Look at Tarsis Orogot go.
Little gap developing from 1st to 2nd. Mississippi State now in to 2nd place, but Alabama well in the lead as Orogot gets ready to hand off to Caleb McRae. Mississippi State runs Samaj Daniels on the anchor. Orogot 44-64 was his split.
And look at Caleb McRae go. He was the first guy that didn't qualify, 9th place in the qualifying, to not get in to the finals of the 400 meters. Look at him attack this relay run.
For Tennessee, it's Rasheem Griffith on anchor, but it is all Alabama right now. They came in with a time of 3:03.88. That's a little bit less than 46 seconds per man.
This is going to be a great time.
Caleb McRae is really bringing it home for the Crimson Tide. 3:01.79. They take more than a second, 78 now, more than a second off their season best. He anchors at 45.29. Tennessee second at 3:05.51. And Mississippi State finishing 3rd at 3:05.86. Just over their season best. So 3:01.78, the time to beat for the teams in the 2nd section.
Well, Caleb McRae brought it home just strong. 3:01.79, one of the fastest times in the country this year. And what I love about that 4x4, teams line up around the outside, tons of team support. I always loved running in the 4x4. Felt I was really making a contribution to not just the 4x4 team, but my entire team.
That's a meet record for Alabama, breaking Texas A&M's meet record from 2018. As we go to heat number 4 of this 200 meters. And on the outside for Alabama, the sophomore Tarsis Orogot, who hails from Uganda.
Well, this is your national leader just a couple weeks ago in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they will hold the NCAA championships. He dropped a 20:20. And you think about some of the times we've seen already here today, that is amazing. He's got his socks on. Those look like his fast socks. Absolutely, that's Sonic. Yeah, Sonic the Weasel.
That's great. the style.
The Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog. There we go. And Evan Miller from South Carolina. He goes in lane 5. NCAA qualifier last 2 seasons, both indoors and outdoors. A very, very consistent runner.
So it remains to be seen if we get 8 times under 21 seconds. We weren't able to get 8 times under 46 seconds in the 400. There are the lane assignments with Orogot on the outside and Miller right next to him in lane 5.
That time of 2020 ties the number 7 all-time 200-meter collegiate time in history.
That collegiate record 20:02 by Elijah Hall in Houston. Of Houston. That's amazing. That's a strong style statement.
Elijah Hall, though, Texas A&M. How fast was that track? How many records did we see at those championships?
Yeah, no kidding. Especially the Michael Norman year and the USC year, 2018. All right, and Orogot bring it in that lane 6 with nobody to see. He wants to see none of his competitors until after the finish line. It's run 20:20. He's in the preferred lane. It's all Orogot. His teammate down in lane 3 doing a great job, Demetrius Jackson in lane 3. 20:43 for Orogot. Fastest time of the day.
That is the way you run the 200 meters on this track. You see some people flailing a little bit over there on turns 3 and 4. Tarsis Orogot gets out, and he gets in a nice upright running style on that back straight, but look at him just pumping away. And who ran like that as well? Abby Steiner, just constant motion. Boom, 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 like a metronome. And Tarsis Orogot just owned that lane 6, and he knows it. Easy, 20:41. No bobble, no shake, no imbalance. Absolutely in complete control out there in lane 6, and that time is going to get him a really nice lane draw.
After just 4 heats, we already have